Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show with VSA 360. Now, we have seen last night, as I announced on the Telegram, many people are not looking forward to what we have seen in the KLSE. Why? Finally, the KLSE has broken below the 1500. Now, remember, take note, every time when the market break through that red pentagon, right, there is a lot of downside. As I said before, the first breakup that we seen on the 31st of May, the green pentagon was a decoy, right? It was a decoy to mislead many of us, including myself here, that the market is turning, but that gives an opportunity for foreign funds to sell into this downtrend that we've seen. Also, the result that is coming up from Top Glove hasn't been very encouraging, and the market is this morning is down. Last seen was about 14 or 15 points, breaking below the 1500, right? That seems to be more on the downside, but I do hope that the 1500 level can be supported. Now, let me know what you think by posting into it, and do share this video in your timeline. We really appreciate all the support that we get in here. Now, let's take a look at what we have for you this morning, right, in our breakfast show, and let's see what we have. We'll be sharing with you, and this morning we want to be talk about day trading for beginners. Now, why day trading? We have been talking about it. It really makes sense, especially right now. We don't see much of a trend, right? Most of the time we only see market continue to fall. So day trading make a lot of sense because we are capturing small parts of the gain in here, just making quick profit and cut loss. I'm going to share with you one live trade that I'm currently doing right now based on the VSA 360 and looking at the sector which is continuing to move against the overall market. So what is actually day trading? Day trading, basically we are taking small position in here for quick profit, no more than 5 days, and maybe usually within a day when we hit our profit target. What kind of profit target we are talking about? So say right to the end, I'm going to be talking about this in here. So how do you day trade then, right? Now we're going to be showing you how do we day trade and going through all the instruments that we are seeing using the VSA as well as the online account. And what kind of stocks do you day trade? Do you day trade the blue chip shares? Do you day trade the penny shares? Or do you trade shares that basically may not have any volume at all, right? Definitely some of the insights of the kind of shares that you want to trade will come from our VSA 360 alert in here, right? And not to forget, right, how we have managed to do this even in the span of what we've seen right now, the down market that we have right now. We can still do day trading in here, making those quick profits, right? Which is, we don't want to be going for longer term in here. And why we do that? Because we do back testing. We've done enough back testing in the past. Yes, we do win, right, and we do lose, but the losers are smaller, the winners are slightly bigger, and more often that give us the kind of edge that we have, and more importantly supported by the sector, right? That's why we have the VSA 360 to look in the sector which is really moving ahead. And right now we've seen is technology is really moving ahead. So if we've seen some of those stocks that comes out, technology is something well. Now, anyone with limited knowledge, can you do on it? Definitely so. We have a recipe that you can really follow on, and for those of you who have signed up previously in our program and even in our 10-day free trials, our 10-day free trial with 30 minutes training, right? Absolutely free. There's some information at the end of this program in here I'm going to share with you, so how you can take note of this 10-day free trial and give it a test run, right? And that's also our Telegram group is about. Now, of course, our VSA 360, we are very proud of it. We have the stock screener, the indicator alert, stock comparison, stock ratings, but the intraday alert is the focus for today. We also have the sector screener and our regular training in here. Now, 3 things we need to know about the VSA 360. Let's take a look at where we were on our pentagon in here. So let me just bring it up. Okay, and this is our VSA 360. First thing first, when you come in, you can see the market is definitely down 15 points. Singapore is down 24. So because why? We look at it, the US market was down almost 2% because of the concern of the inflation in here. No doubt, as I said before, if you look technically, this is all due to the Dow Jones are trying to crack through the so-called 40 days or 50-day movement moving average, which seems to be turning a bit bullish in here. And also I did talk about the 10% mark. If it does crack through that 10%, means it's going to be bullish, but of course not yet, because the inflation news is still pretty much behind us. Hong Kong is also down 200 points, but more for take that is the chart that you see in here. One eye, you can see it all, is the red pentagon that you see here, and this was the so-called the decoy, you know, the disguise. 31st of May, you can see here, and then the market finally broke down just 3 days later, and that's why we see this sell-off that we see. Also, if you look closely on this side, the foreign funds continue. You see, this was the foreign fund coming in, it pushes it up. As soon as the foreign funds start to sell off, that's where we are. And this was almost the last update, which is yesterday, was almost minus 190 million. As long as the foreign fund continue to sell, we would likely to see this market continue to fall much more. Of course, on the Bursa analysis side, technology seems to be doing well. It did turn slightly bullish. Next was logistic, right? And you have the third in mind is the REITs. Finance is coming back. So you notice later on when I share with you the alert center, the finance is coming back, and then consumer is coming back. The plantation and healthcare, I think likely to deteriorate further. Of course, we can also look into the Pentagon sector here, right, to see which are the sector, and you can see right now we have REITs. Technology has turned green, Pentagon. Finance, I don't know, maybe let's take a look at technology here. The REIT certainly has turned because of the market reopening in here. Thank you for sharing in this time. If you have any stocks that you want me to review, please go ahead and pencil those in there and help below. So if you look at technology, finally it's turning green, Pentagon, but again having the same chart set up like the Dow Jones, able to break through this medium-term moving average that you see here. That's the pot they have to break through here. REIT seems to be doing well, breaking above. You can see it's a nice, what we call the railway track. Trend seems to be very good on that side of it in here. Finance, let's take a look at finance side. And this was the ominous, the red pentagon, the green pentagon that broke out and due to the foreign funds buying. But right now we have red pentagon. That's market seems to be coming down right here. And you can see this market seems to be showing only those sector. The one that is not so good, plantation continued to move down. You can see in here, broke through the ATR stop loss. The volume were low. That's why there were no the red pentagon in here. Usually the red pentagon work in tandem with the volume, right? No volume is always been an issue with this in here. All right, thank you. Yes, we have Joanne on Genting. Sure, we will take a look at that one in here. And next we want to be looking at is also at the alert. I think this is one of the most important things that you can see overall. What are the watch lists that we have in here? We got YBS, Echo World, CITOS turning green, LC Titans, CMSB, RHP is turning red. Property, you can see property, telecommunications. So it's really a mixed bag in here. So because the market overall is turning down, some of these are up. It could be pretty much of just a one-off market in here. We don't see some sort of a strong sector. Even press metal has turned red, Pentagon. We can click on that one. That takes us to press metal, and you can look from a press metal chart here, right? And the green pentagon seems to be here, and then broke through, turn red pentagon. It's going to be testing the next low that we see in here. Okay, so overall press metal seems to be showing pretty good SMARTRobie rating here, rated 4, okay, with a very strong ROE here, and it's a growth stock, long term. So if you're long term on this one, this simply be a good stocks to look at it in here. Of course, the timing side, you can just use the green pentagon. So one way of knowing this in here. Alibaba has done green pentagon too. All right, so take note of those, some of the stocks that we keep track in here. Amazon, Nvidia turned green, but I think that's on the 2nd of June. But I think yesterday we have a big Samcam has turned green pentagon previously, and it's 6 out of 8, one of the strongest in here, and you can see still holding up nice level here. This morning is down 2%. Sorry, yes, 2% in a line at what do this company do? Let me see. I just mouse over here, right, and okay, so we don't have anything. Maybe I can check this company here, company website here. It doesn't connect, so we need to go over here. Oh, this one is not protect. We better get back to the safety here. Apparently the website doesn't connect. So the website also SemChem here, but I think they do plantation. Oh, it's industrial products. Okay, industrial product on the chemical side. So that's some sort of a telltale. PE is a bit low here at 84 cents. So this gives a good trading shares in here. And if you have SemChem, if you bought back 6 years ago, sorry, you would have made. Wow, that's about 38,000. Oh, around the 200% mark. Okay, so you can see Sam came in here, been really a player, 50% return in here, pretty much volatile. Okay, privately owned. You can see Sam came fare pretty well. All right, and Sam came earning up on higher ASP. That was on April time frame. Privately owned, you can see some of the big shareholders in here. Okay, interesting enough, right? So this required a little bit of examination. That definitely looks good, right? On SemChem, one of the good stocks to be trading in here. Of course, you can also check out the financials. Those of you who want to the financials, you can go into TradingView, which is a 4-year, to see some sort of trend in here, right? And we're just waiting for the charts to upload. Right, SemChem's coming up here, but the PE seems to be very low. You have to be very careful. That's why you have this little trap here that tells you when PE is low, pay dividend and the ROE of 28%. You know, something is pretty not right. You see, PE about 6, dividend about 5%, isn't it, right? So it gives you sort of, you know, why is this SemChem pretty low in here? Is it because of the chemical, right? Is it just because of the valuation, right, in here? But it does gives you a good SMARTRobie rating, and this stocks, if it were to be a nice trading stocks here, that gives you a kind of thing. And early on we have SemChem, which is actually part of RHB Jewel. All right, so RHB has sort of sanctioned this as part of the good stocks, and this is some sort of idea that you want to use this and then to really look into buying some of the stocks. We have good fundamental, good ratings by SMARTRobie, rated 6, right? And it's not too expensive, around the 80-cent marks. And if you just make 10-20%, that's pretty good, you know, considering, you know, today the market has fallen a fair bit in here. So make sure you check out the alert center for those of you who have don't. And also we're giving you a free trial with a 30 minutes training session. Pretty much from our VSA 360 worth 268, and for those of you who wanted, this is an opportunity to grab it. All right, so we have 7 alert. We just talk about those sectors in here. Let's go on to our next session about day trading for beginner, make easier. Now there's only 4 things you want to be doing, right? One is to create a trading plan and a budget. How much money do you want to set up to trade this account? Is it 5,000 ringgit, 10,000 ringgit, or even you can actually do paper day trading, which means you set up a fictitious like monopoly money, like 10,000 ringgit, 5,000, and then just try it out, see well, and then find a good platform that allows you to track your trades, right? Definitely TradingView allows the paper trading one, or you can just simply, like just on top of the picture here, write it down on a little journal that you have, and then find some sort of a mentor of someone like our coaches in our Trade VSA to really help you and guide you and teach you the rope. I think that's very important too, because if you're just going to be moving and facing difficulty, or you hit a wall, who do you turn to, right? I think that's also important, finding a mentor, and that's why we are doing our 20-day live trading challenge, right? And that's something which is part and parcel of what we do as part of the educational series that we do in VSA 360 to educate you, to let you find new opportunity using the tools that you have. So we will be someone that you can rely on during this opportunistic time, day trading in here, and have all the right tools. We definitely recommend the VSA 360 dashboard in here and the charting tool like our TradingView. Okay. So with the day trading rules in here, finding the right stock and the free tools is important, and this is something that we are ever quoting with our newly powerful SOS, overtaking the uptrust. All right, and we put in the caveat, you should exit, right, if the close is lower than the entry, which means if we enter today, right, the closing price of today is lower than the entry price, it's a failed SOS, right? This is overtaking of the uptrust. That's where you need to exit. And then we have a VSA 360 to alert this when we have done enough backtesting to tell you that you can win more and lose less, and also looking at the hot sector with acknowledging the hourly Pentagon guide, which I'm going to share with you the new trades in here. So let's also take a look at some of the trades that worked out about a week ago, which is about 7 days ago on the 3rd of June, and using the intraday alert here. Right, of course we want to find out some of the using the VSA 360 overtaking the uptrust in here. So we look back on the 3rd of June, and we want to be picking stocks that is around 47 cents and a hot sector. So you can see from here, Bonia did came out nicely at 9 o'clock on the 3rd of June around 257 and still move up in here. So these are the just a few of the sample example that came out on the 3rd of June. Of course, not all of them work. These are some of them that work pretty well in here. So you can see from the chart here, that was this uptrust UT, right? It did form here, and that's what we talk about in here. The closing, which means today, if I enter a trade, the closing need to be a green candle. All right. First thing is, they need to be a green candle in here. If it closes that, then likely the market will go through. So the VSA intraday overtake the OT spotted at 257. Then 1, 2 to 3 days later, it hit 286, a potential profit of 11% or 550 ringgit, right? 550 ringgit with $5,000 profit. Of course, the plan, as we said before, for beginners is to take very small profit, 3 to 4% each day, small profit and a quick cut loss. So if you're just taking 4%, which is about 4%, 5,000, about 200 ringgit, which is, I think, which is pretty decent in here. So that's the whole process of doing it, like catching a fish, getting a fish every day for a meal, so you never ever go hungry. Just imagine you never ever go hungry, right? It's like a iron bowl with learning this method in here. Now the other trade that also pops up is the time.com. all right, now you notice time.com alerted us the overtake of the UT at 445. The stock's still trending higher right now. It is about plus 1%, but you can take profit usually in this slow onwards, because it may hit 456 there. If it doesn't move, just take 1% and just move on to the next trade. I think that's what we are trying to do in here. The intraday stock idea, it's like fishing for a meal. You never go hungry. Just imagine this is the kind of new opportunity we talk about right in here. Now if you ever go hungry in here, just think of VSA 360, fishing for a meal, right? That's the story we want to share with you in here. Looking at the hourly setup Pentagon in here, you can exit end of the day if the trade doesn't work out and you start new again. There's a lot of this, and it's more important that you back test and make it in here and take opportunity of the 10-day free trial that we are giving out in here. Criteria, you want to choose something that's 47% good volume, 3 to 4% target, and end of day. But of course, if you're experienced, you can run it a few more days in here. So with that in mind, we really want to bring the best out from all of you, right? We invited some of our plugin member, masterclass member, to join our 20-day trial trading championship challenge with prizes to be win and encouragement also from the coaches to guide you, a mentor for the next 20 days to see how well you can do in this market in here. All right, there's one intraday alert this morning in here. I think I've done that trade already, and let's take a look. So we go on to the premium alert here, intraday alert, right? We did one this morning, MPHB. Okay, there's another one, Plentitude. Pet Duck, Plentitude. I didn't take Plentitude. I took MPHB because when it first came out at 10 o'clock, that was the trade that I've taken, but we can always look into them. Let's take a look at the Plentitude. But I didn't like Plentitude. It's partly, okay, let me just show you what I mean. It's the chart setup. So it's important that you understand the chart setup too here. Then, okay, let's go to Plentitude. Okay, so plentitude here. And why? Because if you look at daily chart, there were many of these trades that hasn't have any volume yet. So I didn't like this trade in here. Having said that, all right. So if you look on to the next one is Pet Duck. Okay, Pet Duck is $21. Too expensive. Okay, that's why I don't want to trade that. So the best one was 152 MPHP, which have a very good setup here. You can see this was the trade that I did at 150. All right, and what I did was to share with you, I actually switch on to an hourly chart. So you want to switch on to an hourly chart, and guess what? It turned green pentagon. Remember, we back tested it, and those things that turn green pentagon seems to do much better in here. We got in at about 150, which is the support in here. 150. I can just show you the trades. The order status. I think I have the order status in here somewhere. Let me just bring it up. Yeah, this was the trade. I put in at 150. So what is the target price right now? Okay, just in here, we got in at 150. We bought 3,600 shares in here, and the order was confirmed. So what is the target, good target profit? For those of you who is watching in here, I like your comment in here. A target profit, what is a good target profit? At what price? Okay, you can switch between a daily chart or hourly chart. All right. So definitely those of you who are not well trained, and remember we have a goal here, right? If you are able to run it, you can run it at 161. So we got in about 150. Okay, 150 here. Okay, 150. Okay, and you drag it up here. That's about 8%. So we're not going for 8%. Actually, I'm only going for 3%, 156. Yeah, just about 4% in here. Just a 200 ringgit, that's good enough. Why? Because this is why we talk about overtake the UT, right? Now, previously, you have seen some of the trades that we did previously. Let's look at, there's another one called Bonia, all right, earlier on, done pretty well. And you can see the patterns are very similar. Okay, let me just show you the pattern. The good thing is that you must able to spot this, right? So now let's take a look at Bonia. You can see the chart pattern right here. You can see this is the upthrust, right? The upthrust. And can you see the similarity between that? The railway tracks on Bonia, railway tracks here, railway track here, railway track, railway. So that's why we are pretty confident with the setup that you have. The overtake of the UT, we're going to be hitting, no, I don't know, we might hit 163. You can see this was this trade here, right? This is where it is right now. So 150, which I actually entered in here. And of course, today is Friday. Let's see Monday how it will work out to be. And again, MBHP, it's a finance in here. You can see the market now, it's doing all time. Yep, as you can see, the old high is about 160. I'm not going for 160. I'm actually targeting my profit taking. Later on, I'll share with you at 4%. So how do I know 4% in here? So 4% or 150, it's 156. Okay, so that's where I'll be taking the profit, 152. Let's see at the end of the day how well it fare. Of course, those of you who want to run it more, you can use the Pentagon Guider market stages in here. When you hit this rate, that would be another avenue to cabut also lah. Okay, so you can see Bonia on the left side of the screen, and then what we are doing now right now is multi-purpose holding in here. Okay, so what is the target price here? All right, target price is 156. Okay, target. Now stop loss, how do you use stop loss? Okay, now stop loss is very simple. If the trade today closed with a red candle, then we will exit. Okay, if we trade close to a red candle, we will exit. If not, we just go for 3 or 4%, which will come on very fast. So keep in mind, those of you who's watching right now in here, you can do this paper trade also. Now the tools that we use is definitely VSA 360 intraday. We use the UOB Hyang, that's the one you can see on top here for the order confirm. Okay, the order confirm, which is 150. That was the trade that was that was pretty much done here. Okay, average price is 150. That was the order confirm. So right now we just want to see how well we will fare in the coming days. Well, 156, which is our profit target in here. All right, tools that we'll see, VSA 360 in here. Okay, that sort of concludes. So the lesson we've learned is day trading. I've demonstrated a day trade for you, MPHP. So how do you day trade? Basically, you need those tools, have a mentor, have some sort of budget in here, and paper trade it. You don't have to use real money like I'm doing right now in here, right? But even if you do, you can do it a small trade, something you feel comfortable, and gradually make it bigger until you do that. Of course, good tools doesn't comes with a continuous or back testing that you can win a very good win rate, 75 to 80% in here, supported by the hard by the hot sectors. Can anybody do it? Definitely yes. We have that recipe, and you can see me doing it in here. And we do have a 10-day trial in here, and this is the 10-day trial with the 30 minutes training, all right, through one of our coach in here. So this is a QR code if you're interested to sign up for a 10-day trial to test out how you can make 4% every day. Think of it. You never grow hungry, right? You never grow hungry. A fish for a day. Activate your VSA 360 account in here. Check it out in here for a 10-day free trial for VSA. Of course, those of you who are ready, then you can sign on to our packages in here for a low of 2 ringgit per month. And as such, we have very good feedback from people. And we always try to make our tools simpler. So simple that all you gotta do is do the execution, do enough back testing, have the confidence to run it like you're running your business inside in here. As such that we are doing it for our plugin member that they are doing as part of our 20-day live trading challenge to support them to ensure they will hit that target, right? That target we're talking about at least 10% return per month. That's pretty good, right? If we can do 10% a month, on the back of 12 months, maybe 60% return a year. That's what the goal in here. Of course, those of you who wanted to get the CPE points, and if you are in this industry, whether you're a miser or financial planner, something that we will cover, volume strat analysis with fundamentals, 10 CPE point for a cost of 488, but of course you get all the cash voucher in here. You're paying less than 100 ringgit in here, free credit in here, and this will valid until 30th of June. All right, so go over to our tradevsa.com website, right, and you can find out more information if you need the 10 CPE point, which is approved by SIDC. All right. And tonight is the bonus session for our masterclass member. Those of you in here, we will start at 8:30, and we have 3 series of our Dr. Gary will be coming us and sharing his experience trading the US market, the ES1, which is the S&P, which is his specialty in here. Of course, for those of you who want to go up to the next stage, Dr. Gary can be your mentor. I think that is a whole new opportunity that we all never seem to have. Just like today I share with you, right? OTUT, $1.50. So right now is 152, right? 152 divided by 150. I'm already 1.3% in the money as I was doing this show, preparing this show. And that's how simple and how easy for you to do the intraday trade. You only just going to hold it 1 or 2 days. So take opportunity of the 10-day trial that we have. Check it out in here. And of course, we have Joanne wanted to ask me for Genting, and Alex has a question. What time frame should we use? You're talking about intraday trade. Now, intraday trade, we actually look at tick by tick. That's why we have the alert. We don't look at the intraday chart. Okay, we look at tick by tick because it's very important that the trade close above the opening of the beginning in the morning, and the bar behind us need to be. We don't look at the hourly chart. Of course, to double confirm, you can use the hourly Pentagon guider. And Alex, if you are already a member, right, this is fairly something that we have covered it before. All right, let's take a look at the Genting chart right now. Okay. Still holding 152. Maybe you'll test 155, 156, and that would be the great trade that we do. All right, let's take a look at Genting. Genting Malaysia, I suppose. Both of them looks. I can look at Genting in here. Genting fall. Red Pentagon again. This bar here, red Pentagon, not good lah. When red Pentagon already, have to be careful. Okay. Genting Malaysia. I think it's very important, as I go before, as I said time and time again, always have a plan. All right. If the market were to go down, hit certain thing, what are you going to do? By the time you see this, the market already dropped 6%. Most people, right, will say, never mind, wait lah. Okay, market can go lower. If you need to cut. Trading plan is important, Joanne, right? And I do hope that you have a good coach, a good trainer who will constantly educate you. I think that's part and parcel of it. I think sometimes ignorance or lack of education is the problem of many beginners. So I encourage you to follow anyone that can offer you anything that can help you, or at least someone can act in your best interest to move you up to the next level in here. So Genting doesn't look good. You can see red Pentagon already. All right, and any other questions that you all have, I'll be happy to look into for you in here, right? And if not, don't forget to smash our YouTube channel on Trade VSA in here for all our video tutorial in here, and also do join our Telegram group and share this with your friends so they can benefit from all our trading education tips and to get you into the next level of market opportunity in here. All right, we got Kevin want to look at Tengaga. Sure, we'll take a look at that one. And okay, Tengaga. This is precisely what I said earlier on, okay? You can see this red pentagon and this red pentagon, all right? You see, after red pentagon, the market plunges, okay? The market plunges in here. If you see that red pentagon, you could have got out next day, all right? And you have saved yourself, okay, 3% smaller, okay? So this one, again, we don't know how much Genting is going to go down, all right? So very important is, what is your plan? What is your goal here? Right now, remember, not doing anything is also considered as a plan. My plan is not to do anything. In other means, the plan is reacting to your emotion. Do you think reacting to emotion has ever been a great thing? I don't think so. From my experience I think it's best to always have a plan. All right. Okay. Okay, we got Kamal here. SL West. Okay, SL West, very simple lah. Okay, SL West got green pentagon in here, but you have rejection. Again, rejection at 80 cents. Right now, you have to be very careful in here. The market did not move. Again, if you use this market stages, if you have Pentagon guided plugin, use the market stages. When it starts moving above the zero, that is a telltale sign of all. That means this market is ready to move higher. Okay, so if it doesn't have that one, that's the problem. It is still going to be congesting in here. Wait for the market stages to move up above the zero in here. So right now it's still pending in here. ATR stop loss hasn't moved, right? It doesn't seem to be moving high. Again, reacting from the US market, the Dow Jones in here. Because if you look at the US market CSIQ, all right, and make sure you have a copy in here, it started to move much earlier on the 17th of May. Okay, and you look at this only moved on the 3rd of June. So usually our Malaysian market play catch up. All right, if you can see here, right, it hits a low on 12th of May, it hits a low on 30th of May. So 18 hari slow. Okay, you can see a double bottom. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, yeah, it had also double bottom here, right? Because a lot of our solar power actually take a cue from the US market. All right, so keep that in mind, Kamal. All right. Oh, sorry, Amir. Okay, we have a Ravinder here. Okay, Ravinder, data prep. Let's take a look at data prep. Data prep, no good lah. Very simple lah. Once it broke through the ATR stop loss, the answer is always, ask yourself, why do you still want to keep this stock? Especially our market is down. Does it pay dividend? So let's take a look at data prep here. All right, and take a look. Okay, that's why you want to use this, and also try out our 10-day trial. No harm at all, right? And this is a penny stock. It's 20 cents. It's a negative company. Doesn't make any money at all. Okay, it's 83 out of 100, which means it's at the bottom of the technology. In digital service, it is also right at the bottom. So that tells you fundamental not so good lah. Okay, it huge loss, but it has cash risk, low gearing in here. But again, market is going down, so you have to be very careful in here. This is definitely, it doesn't raise 16 million from private placement for ICT business. Okay, next one we have is JF Tech. Let's take a look at JF. So sometimes I said before, always use some sort of tools like we have here to confirm this market in here. And if you don't have this tool, you are at disadvantage. Right, disadvantage, and I don't want any of our listener in here to have some sort of disadvantage in here. So you can see red pentagon all the way down, red pentagon all the way down, red pentagon all the way down. And if you have gone out, okay, let's say you've gone out, red pentagon here, okay, 24%. So let's say on 25%, you have $5,000 trade, right? That's almost $1,000 ringgit saved. And the money that you save, you can actually invest in a good education or in the good tools like VSA trading. I hope you all got the whole general idea of this one, what we are doing in here. Okay, so with that in mind, thank you for coming. Thank you for that. For our members tonight will be our session in here with Dr. Gary. Lots of good in here. And if you are not in our community for our plug-in in here, ask yourself, when will you able to explore new market, new opportunity, and fresh fish, fish every day and never go hungry. Think about that. Okay, with that, I'll leave you and thank you for watching. Bye bye.